Hey everybody, happy Friday. Feliz Viernes, Feliz Sexta-feira. Hope everyone had a great week. I didn't. I'm going to dive into that right away. Got these three things on my post-it. They'll probably take a half hour to go through. So this week, like I posted a video Wednesday. Wasn't having a good overall training day because of various life stress and whatever else. Then after that, after I made that video, I went inside and I, for lack of a better term, I threw a tantrum. I just got angry at something that was trivial in retrospect, but just an accumulation of things, nonsense outside of my family life, work problems, all that kind of stuff. It just constructively interfered and made it a really bad day, and the gym didn't help. It doesn't always help. It helps some, but can't fix everything. Yesterday was a day off, kind of glad for that. Then today, came into the gym, had a pretty good session. Bar speed across sets was improving. That's a good sign. Got everything I wanted to get done. Weights were good. 50 reps over my body weight, so 50 over 50. Again, this week, check. 50 over body weight at 50 is what I meant to say. But anyhow, yeah, hadn't had a great week. And then, like, I kind of alluded to it in one of the prior videos, like next week was going to be some change in my training regimen because I was going to be in Brazil. I was going to be in Brazil for work. Some really interesting stuff I was hoping to get started up. And last minute, that just fell apart. Like literally less than 24 hours before I was supposed to set foot on a plane, plans fell apart, and I will not be going to Brazil. I've been working on learning Portuguese for, like Duolingo says, about 190-ish days. I've got two other apps, Busu and Mango rather, and just been pounding that language into my head, trying to get briefs ready, getting stuff cleared so that I can share it internationally, all this kind of stuff, and it just kind of fell apart. And yeah, that was part of the stress that got me all wound up in a tizzy Wednesday, and here I am. It was all for naught. Wild how that works. Now in retrospect, I was really upset earlier today, but I wasn't like angry. I was just like almost comatose. I was in shell shock that, I've done all this stuff, got all the way close to the end, and then it all just fell apart. There's not much, like, I don't know what the reaction, what the suitable reaction is, so I almost had no reaction. So yeah, that's been wild. And I mean, I've been trying to put this trip together for quite a while. Again, prepping myself, getting things ready, and that's what happened. So, left work, came home, worked out, and I had a good day in the gym. So it's not a bad day. I'm going to be home this weekend. I'm going to be with my family. I can get some stuff done that I still wanted to get done. I was thinking in the back of my head, like, what am I going to do? Like, I want to do this one maintenance thing on the yard, and it's like so now I got to shift my schedule around because it's going to miss 2 weekends basically. Who's going to mow? Because that's all been settled. Don't have to worry about kids needing rides. It's been settled. So there's every cloud has a silver lining, so to speak. So was upset at first, but in the end, there'll be another chance. There'll be another opportunity. I'll keep working, and it'll happen. All right, so that was the bad week. I did cover the 330 by what the reps were, but I also wanted to know, like, I did 330 by 12, right, the other day, and here I am doing 330 by 5 or sets of 5 across 5 sets. Like, where's the training effect there? That should be like an RPE 3. Right? Well, yeah, it's like an RP 5-ish. I don't think anything lower than 5 kind of registers really well on the old human barometer, as it were. Yeah, it's not heavy. It's getting lighter, and that's what I want. Notice that now I'm looking at bar speed across sets, cataloging that, looking at how it increases. Once it gets to a point where 330 feels light, like 290 feels light now, I will up the weight for those sets. I'm not there yet. I'll get there eventually, but I'm gonna take my time. There's no rush. I just want, now I'm working on increasing that bar speed. Once that bar speed continues to increase, those first sets are gonna feel easy. Then slap the weights on and I go up to like 350 for sets of 5. I could probably do that now, but it's gonna burn into reserves more than I want to. I wanna be able to do stuff tomorrow. I wanna be able to live life outside of this gym, outside of this garage gym. So I keep my life in reserve, as it were. I'm not gonna burn everything out in the gym. I will wait until, again, that 330 feels easy, then I will up the weight. That's what I did with 290. Then I upped it to 310. Now I'll up it to, from 330, then I went to 330, now I'll up it to 350. Those increments are fine. You can build strength that way. You don't need to have this X number of pounds every session or X number of pounds every week. That type of progressive overload is fine for people who are not trained, who don't have a ton of training history. I'm not that person. I'm going to add weight when I feel I'm absolutely ready to add weight, when I know that the last set that I'm going to do at that weight is going to be just as easy as the first set, and that's what I want a volume block to look like. I want every set to look almost identical. In my opinion, that's a good volume block. You should not be gaining a ton of fatigue. You are there to accumulate volume. You are there to accumulate this easy volume that's enough stimulus to drive hypertrophy. Then you set up another session where you're going to drive the stimulus with some sort of intensity. And that's what I do on Mondays. And some Mondays are better than others. And I really don't care. I'm doing fine. All right. So basically covered everything that I had on my Post-its. Had a bad week. Still turns into a good thing overall. Still got some effective training done in the gym today. And you kind of saw some of my thoughts in terms of what my loading schemes are, how I'm going to increment, all that kind of stuff. So that being said, I hope everyone else had a decent week. Hope everyone's got a great weekend in store for themselves and their families and their loved ones and friends, family, all that good stuff. And I'll be doing my stretching this weekend, trying to keep things limber. Probably doing some yard work. Again, that's the stuff I want to be easy. And then we'll be back at it next week. Again, have a great weekend. Peace. Set 1, 330 pounds. Set 2, 330 pounds. Set 330 pounds. Notice that I'm trying to do them all pretty much one breath so they don't reset at the bottom. Set 4, 330 pounds. All right, set 5, 330 pounds. Just make them fast.